Team members for the Amazing Digital Circus reveal major behind-the-scenes info, secret content, and Easter eggs. Basically everything you otherwise wouldn't have known about the Amazing Digital Circus and its secrets. There's some pretty crucial stuff here. Starting off with what we know from the creators themselves, it turns out there's some already mapped out character information not present in the actual pilot we start to piece together based on what a user over on Tumblr asks. Mr. Tristan626 gets us more insight into the behind-the-scenes information by asking, hey, so quick question about Queener, if that's her name, the Queen chess piece. What do we know about her in general? Was she even with Kinger? I'm assuming you get loads of questions, but these are just random ones I thought of. Basically, the question tied back to one of the characters yet to actually be introduced throughout the pilot episode that would relate to future events in the show. Essentially what was depicted as the female counterpart of Kinger. And in response to the situation, the creator tells us, all I'll permit is to say that her name is Queenie, which tells us further insight into the possibility of this secret character having a bigger role than we originally thought, as viewers of the show picked up on the fact that there was a big X covering her picture on her room door. Things ain't looking good in that department. But things are looking good regarding the additional information we're given regarding our introduced characters that, again, never make a physical appearance anywhere within the already released pilot episode. This time a user by the name Mabs Gone Mad asks, I know you said some of the characters' ages, but can we get everyone's age in a list? I've been trying to come up with the ages for so long, I just need them laid out in front of me, pretty please. And we're given the full story on that specific situation with the response of, right, fine, I'll give you people your damn age list. Basically something a lot of viewers were eager for to connect all the dots on the characters throughout the pilot. Pomni is 25, Jax is 22, Ragatha is 30, Zooble is 22, Gangle is 26, and Kinger is 48. Character secrets actually pushed even further, it turns out, as the lead animator for the actual show reveals essentially the main important aspect that characterizes the main mystery that remains unsolved. Why Pomni ends up trapped in the digital circus in the first place, and what exactly could be going on that we don't know about. It turns out it's essentially confirmed that Pomni is meant to be a sort of parallel for another character stemming from the same animator we're getting intel from, specifically a character by the name of Martha that we see highlighted in the What's the Matter with Martha song. The premise connecting into the digital circus is the fact Martha always seems upset, like something is wrong with her current reality, which could even potentially have something to do with the fact entering the Amazing Digital Circus was her way of escaping said reality. We know Pomni specifically tells us she had a headset on in the real world to get to the digital circus and now finds herself unable to actually do anything in terms of escaping this new scary place. Maybe something bland about her reality caused her to want to get away for a while, only to get more than she originally bargained for. If the animator is so quick to make this connection for us, then it starts to become increasingly obvious why so many of the physical animations used for Pomni in the digital circus resemble specific scenes from the What's the Matter Martha song, as we still never get to figure out what's actually wrong with her in the first place. Additional secrets left in that most viewers were unaware of started with the specific editing style of a few select scenes, as the animator comments on adding pupil smears every time a character is depicted darting their eyes around, for example, which we see with both Pomni and then with Ragatha. Whenever Ragatha is additionally shown glitching, there's a Pong reference animator snuck in onto her actual face, with her eyes being the paddles and the ball being her nose, showing the features moving up and down just like in the actual game. Apparently on the slide, a lot of camera cheating was carried out with the character Jax, as he was left cartoonishly stretched out while sliding down the slide with his head flinging around everywhere. Creating these camera cheats is something you can see to be implemented throughout these specific types of animations often, so it's no surprise it's secretly presented this way. The final cut of the scene toned down the rapid stretched out movements, but a lot of camera cheating elements were left in the pilot. An unseen aspect of the show that was meant to be more important was the animation behind the gloinks, as we see here taking apart Zooble behind the cartoon cloud in the final cut. I believe it never ended up being shown, and additionally Pomni was supposed to have a different design before actually being added into the animation process. It's been revealed that early on beforehand, her hand colors used to be swapped when she was in the concept phase, and animators suggested that instead, the red hand was changed to her right and the blue to her left, in order to support stronger silhouettes throughout the show and overall have more effective coloring. And behind the scenes, we can additionally find other depictions of the characters from the actual creators of the show, which specifically highlight a reference to a popular meme, interactions between characters, and even an alternate version of the theme song that was meant to take place in a completely different format, namely new lyrics and the actual singer being the animator Kevin Temmer, at least in the unreleased version. The theme song itself is also what connects to the start of the various Easter eggs sprinkled throughout the pilot that even end up telling us more important information about the show, at least the early depiction of what it could be. As the theme song itself resembles the actual Super Mario Bros. Theme song, for example, as a production team who brought us the Amazing Digital Circus in the first place, is also connected to the SMG4 channel. It's something that would be potentially implemented as a reference to the work over on that channel. The sprinkled in aspects viewers might not have picked up on go even further after the specific scene of the Gloink Queen spitting out Zooble, leading to Kinger asking if she witnessed a game show.
You didn't experience a game show in there, did you?
This was an intentional line to reference a different project made by the creator of the Digital Circus, as in Little Runmo specifically. There's a certain scene in which Runmo is eaten by a creature, similar to how the chain of events played out in this case of the Amazing Digital Circus with Zooble. And in this case, there was a game show element that came into play when Runmo was actually inside the creature. Gastral giveaway that features a big game show styled wheel. In addition, there were many similar themes and backgrounds throughout the show that resembled certain elements from the Stanley Parable and even the Backrooms. The creator of the show themselves confirms that they are in fact a fan of the Stanley Parable and that some of the show aspects are in fact meant to be inspired by it. So it's pretty easy to be able to cement these connections in here. On the other hand, the Queenie Easter egg we've seen previously presented through the creator's comments on the situation has much bigger implications as well, it turns out. Kinger's character, for example, in relation to Queenie, never seems to actually bring her up in any way, as finding the X'd-off door was our only clue at her involvement in the first place. It seems as though this is one of the many pieces left throughout the show to reveal to us that these characters in the circus are starting to change, forgetting more and more about their past lives and giving up on attempting to escape, as we're outright told, never addressing important elements of who they once were. We know the character of Kinger to be the oldest out of the group, and to additionally address himself as an actual royal force throughout the show, in fact, when we know the truth is that being a king is simply what he ended up as in this new digital world. It's not what he actually is, but it seems crossing a certain point in this world is enough to convince him that he is this character, why he now addresses himself a certain way, and that there is so much going on within this world that we're originally clued in on. The creator of the Amazing Digital Circus reinforces the importance of the Queenie Easter egg to the whole situation by refusing any additional questions about her character, other than her name, of course, potentially due to her importance that could be connected to the future of the show. All we'll have to do is wait and see.